Okay, I think I remember this guy's voice. Such a side character type dude. Okay. Down here. We're gonna get into trial. I don't think we're gonna get all the way through trial. Because it's freaking forever. Do anything in this game. Not that that's necessarily bad, but anyway. Alright, let's get going. Guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. As you can see, there's no teacup in my hand. They wouldn't animate it. Right. Does the hotel bring him tea service? Oh, that's right. He works out of like this hotel complex thing for some reason. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe is looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? And apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. Well, I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info's on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, he thinks the whole thing is really... I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Inquiry committee. So... I like the voices you did for Gumshoe, Edgeworth, and Phoenix. Yeah, those are all good. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as a case of concealing... this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning, and look at this time, and again. Again? And I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? And they gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the police of Chief Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Oh, you want me to present stuff to you? Talk to me about Goodman. Right, please, I'm the prosecutor in this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss this case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea, but just tell me about the case. Mr. White, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Wait, in this game, the last trial was 2 years ago? The one where Edgeworth was the defendant? Yes. In this case, yes. Whose side are you on, anyway? A good old judge. Maybe if I just show him the best evidence I can, the best evidence I got, I can get a reaction out of him. The best evidence. Knife? Oh wait, no, the ID card record, because he's on there. Oh right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gap, no less. The Chief of Police? You wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. You told me you wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here. I asked what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current cases. Now I'm curious about this other case, and I'd better make a note of it. I marry Edgeworth strictly for how he looks in his cravat and gray hair. He's my anime husbando. He's everybody's anime husbando who likes this series, I swear. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to this case by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Sure. A third thing of evidence. Holy cow. I know who your waifu would be, the lunch lady. Oh, it's April May, obviously. Oh. So, best evidence. Goodman note? Yeah, you probably got a hold of... I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Oh yeah, Mia Fey. I forgot. Oh, you remember really well. Anyway. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky cute was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Why you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why I was the deputy chief of police on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murder. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won a guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... No, of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. But his name is Damon because he's a demon, because he's a murderer, because he did it. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know? I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint things from hand... Recovered fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. I know where. It's in the blood on the wall. Thanks, Edgeworth, man. Lunch lady's gone. Police department. Guard station. Evidence room. There we go. I should Edgeworth and Emma. You know Emma's like probably 16 or something, right? Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Hey, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. Let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Let's go with the finger. These Japanese anime girls have huge eyes. In reality, they have all eyes. Because that's what the Japanese people are deprived of, I guess. Okay, now it's time to check the prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With the A button, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. And yeah, I know. In this anime, she's really 6,000 years old in a young person's body. Therefore, it's obviously okay. Yeah, I got no explanation for that. That's just yeah. Japan's weird. This aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. I remember this. So you play this on your DS and you'd blow into the microphone and then it would make the stuff move and it was cool. Because it's a video game. I don't know how that's gonna work here because I have nothing to blow into. I'll just be like with the X button. Exciting, you know. Okay, they just give you a button. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I know you're gonna try. Oh yeah, I remember doing this. And like covering everything so it was like completely white. Like I just sat there tapping my DS. Is it like it puts basically like a JPEG almost. But it like cycles through like 4 JPEGs, so I'm like sitting here tapping the button and nothing's happening. But I'll stamp the same 4 JPEGs over and over again. And you can slowly get rid of all the little dots, make it pure white, even though you completely don't need to. And Emma's like, stop using all my dust! Okay, she's not. But anyway. Ah, you did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? Person who left this fingerprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me you've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down, that's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. I know, pressing A is breaking the fourth wall. She doesn't actually say that, but you're just like, let me just take the jar of powder here. But it does seem like a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other fingerprints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely, it seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside of the blood, huh? Like that right there. That's not good enough? Come on! There, if that's not good enough, I'll eat my hat. Hey, the print's so clear, it's dazzling! Dazzling? Yeah, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. But there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person who you think left these prints. Huh? how am I supposed to know who it was?
I got a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? It means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case.
So whose finger? Oh,
So this is... We most likely find this evidence locker.
Gumshoe? Or Edgeworth? Is Edgeworth here? Jake Goodman. Oh. Oh, they only give you so many? Let's choose from. Yeah. Could see him eat a hat.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Ray? Maybe this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't hit. Gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Ray.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yeah. Oh. Right here. This is where we got a little fluid reaction, right?
Right, there's a handprint here. Okay, let me try using this.
There she goes again with her eyes all sparkling and whatnot. Usually it's 45, not 30. Yeah, well, you know, Japan 30 is 45. Anyway, let's check for friends.
That's the spirit. Oh, I have to warn you about something first.
What?
Ariel with the blood is right the way, right?
Yeah, we only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Hey, Prince, that Ariel will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Did you say the probability of our hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints are the ones left by the bloody hands. So you want to look like up here? Or like around here where the thumb would be? You say in Japan 30 is the new 45? Yeah, I mean, basically. We found it! Gant's fingerprint. Gant's 65? Wow. Is that you, Jake Marshall? It kinda looks like yours only tilted slightly. Oh, no, it's... Oh, it is Jake Marshall. I thought it had... Okay, anyway. I never said as if they actually found a print, how would they match it if the defendant isn't in the criminal system? They wouldn't. Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Who's are they? Who's? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall. And it's not like Phoenix is just like, well, this one looks like this one. You know, it's not how it would really go at all. They'd have to run it through some system, which is kind of what it does, but it's like... How does he do that? How does he have the technology with him? No one gave us that. Anyway.
Officer Jake Marshall?
Officer Jake Marshall's fingerprints are the court record.
That's gonna be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's print. The luminal reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh!
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. Probably from trying to shave with a giant knife. What if they're not in the system, I mean IRL? Then it's very hard to find them. That's why they fingerprint you when they like take you into the police station. So they can have you on file somewhere.
Where did Officer Jake Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it. Are you such a rude dude? I mean that in like a good way, not like a bad way. Oh.
Did they just take the defendant's print and match it with the one from the crime scene if they aren't? Huh? I guess. Oh. Day 3? Oh wait. Is this day 3? Oh, it is day 3. We've achieved day 3. Oh boy.
What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. I don't remember what it was. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you for too long for questioning. Just finished it. I'm all used to all-nighters though.
How'd it go?
Says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
Plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
They agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Oh, Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. This guy. We found a trace of evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you will accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards that were dealt, isn't that right, Miss Sky? We have to, Mr. Wright. She did a plea bargain so they wouldn't do the death penalty. Let me catch up on what you said. Basically, if the defendant is not in the system, do they take their fingerprint and match it to one in the crime scene if there is one there? I don't. So they basically force them to go on file? I think so. I think the police force you to go on file like all the time if they can. The fingerprint thing. But I'm not sure about that. You look like you're a freaking steampunk prince, I guess. Wait, so they could do the death penalty. I missed what she said. Why would she plead guilty if she's innocent? I don't know, because she's being represented by Phoenix Wright, and they freaking love to do that. I don't know.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
And the prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. And yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it?
I'm confused. For some reason in Ace Attorney, people are like, I know I'm innocent, but I'm gonna say I'm guilty. And Phoenix is like, seriously, guys? I swear, you're all idiots, and now I have to defend you anyway. I don't know, that's like a thing that happens multiple times in this series.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim in the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence.
I think the judge is a dunce. Yeah, I mean, he totally is. I want to see the clown. We are... First of all, I don't want to see the clown. We are slowly inching our way towards the clown every time I stream this. And no, you don't! He's like Meekins times 10 if you don't like Meekins. I like Meekins because there's actually some character to him. It gets a little bit explored, I think, in one of the other games, but I don't know if we've really I don't know when you explore his character. I do remember what it is, though.
Today we'll present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. So, in so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
That's what sets Mr. Edward apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait.
Very well, let's resume the trial. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls...
If Meekins did it, then why does he come back? Dun dun dun! He's a serial killer. Okay, anyway. He was in the game that preceded this case? So he was in the Miles Edgeworth game, which, because of the way that... This game's so weird on the timeline. It's like between the first and second game, but it came out after the third game? Or something? I don't know. But anyways, yes, he was in the Miles Edgeworth investigation game as the Blue Badger. He wears a full body suit, and since I'm probably never going to play this game on stream, I'll just say that. He runs around in a full body Blue Badger suit in like a zoo or a park or something. In that game, you actually walk around and stuff as Edgeworth. It's not like a strictly text game. You actually go and do stuff. But anyway. Yes, that's the thing before this.
The suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murder?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Alright.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir!
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir! I am the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You got to believe me, sir!
This is what I'm telling you, an Ace Attorney. Everyone's like, oh, I'm the murderer, by the way. And you're like, no, you're not, stop it. And they're like, but I am. And you're like, dang it.
Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is...
Sir, what? I am what you would call part of a younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir.
Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order.
The suspense is killing you. Are you kidding me? We're getting through this game at a breakneck speed. Don't you want to listen to Mike Meekins talk for the next hour? Why would you ruin it? Don't ruin it.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation and must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fall for lack of enthusiasm.
Crime report. Sir.
No, it's not my normal duty. I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I was spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trying to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it. And after that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Doing to others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. Reminds me of a lanky bobblehead. Is it really loud on your end? Because on my end it's just like, meh. It's not that loud. It was not my normal duty. I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Is that enlarged and dislocated from his neck or something? Alright, he's got the Quagmire head. Oh man, it's loud. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a feeling he's gonna do that a lot as it goes on and he freaks out more. Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
The evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger.
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. To ensure it wasn't broken to pieces during the transfer process. So my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around.
He's the is that a Russian accent? I can't tell. It's somewhere between a Japanese and a Russian accent. I have no idea.
They relocated.
Oh yeah, so many people rushing around.
Then I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
No, so that's where you went to the evidence room. And tell us, what did you see when you got there?
Spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room! In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
Where he's doing that. I don't think you were here. I think you were taking Mia out or something, but I was sitting there and I was like, I was trying to do his anyway. Yeah. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? So he would have to be.
There it is! I found it! This is one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989-596. That's my number, sir.
I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Oh, did you see me on camera?
Please explain, witness.
Sorry, Mia, but me and bit me and I looked away. Oh, okay. I'll do it again.
It's no real mystery, sir.
Okay, now we're done.
The first time I went, I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. The second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen.
It actually is surprisingly uncomfortable. Whoops, what did he say? So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on him. What happened then?
Well, with him charging me, and like that, I was surprised.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's what I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. Did I saw you run truly down my arm? I panicked. Grabbed a man by his collar.
I fought for my life, then I did it.
What exactly did you mean when you said you did it?
I know I don't look at the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for an instant, so I snatched his knife.
You took his knife?
I spun him around, right round, baby, right around, and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in blood, drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir.
After that, I passed out and another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
You hit me right in the head, too.
I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. It's nice that you recovered that.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant discovered it to me this morning, sir.
Wow, you were bad at reading your lines.
The chief delivered it.
What is that? A videotape? Some sort of thing for my cassette player? My Walkman?
Yes, sir, it's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like your communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, you need to be here for this. It was the Blue Badger. All along. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want you to see the murder go down, so then you know who the murderer is. The Blue Badger. The Badger stabbed him. Sock thing takes off his head. Okay, well, I don't want to wait too long. I don't know when she's getting back, so we're just gonna move forward. Because I think you watch it again later, or you can rewatch it. Maybe it's in your evidence thing.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Why is the security camera at hip height where you can't see anyone's freaking face? His reaction is great.
No, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. It's time to get a drink of water.
It's time to refill my drink of water. Okay. Let's go.
How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that was the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going so smoothly? Video of the security camera placed in the evidence room.
Yes, well, anyway. This tape proves that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity took place.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
Mystery Man.
His face can clearly be seen in the video. But there's no question that the person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened was unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. It must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean that the victim of the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. They showed us the tape of Meekins encountering the guy he murdered or whatever. I think I might be able to go back and see it. It's kind of important. And also... No! I didn't mean to present that. I wanted to look at it. Wow, that's crazy how that goes through. Hey, so let's say before I accidentally hurt myself again trying to look at the videotape that I couldn't see. Okay, here you go. The world's lowest video camera. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole thing. The blue badger covers the guy's face the whole time. I don't know what fell. But anyway. Why was the blue badger there? Because there was a bunch of people moving stuff around and he was tasked with protecting the blue badger. So he put it in the put it in the evidence room so that it wouldn't get hit or hurt or whatever. And then somebody else went in there and he was like, oh, what the heck? Who's that? And then he went in there. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? We don't know the identity of the murder victim? Remember, they think it's Goodman, but Goodman also died in the other place. So that's why we're trying to figure that out.
Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, they will even be classified as the latter.
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see?
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
I still am sure it was him. I bet my badge on it.
No question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. If it was a twin, or someone switched places with him, or a clone. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. You must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? Did I label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins?
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Detective Goodman. Tell us why you were positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do, which is actually a great point. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I tried all kinds of methods in the past.
You only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
Workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
And for the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown on this video. The man's face.
Sir! If I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was the hand that tried to thrust the knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is,
unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, there's a problem. There's a lot of problems. He's like bloody when he walks in there, the Goodman guy is, I think. And then there's like a paper that falls, and yeah, anyway. Regarding the video contained in this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edward. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
It's really quick, and he has like a stain on his shoulder, I guess. He would want me to point it out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. And I will now play the security tape.
Edgeworth's VA, though. Thanks. Objection! Oh, objection! Or whatever he does. Yeah. We should watch the anime when we're done with this series.
Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
And I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching the video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer? Didn't Emma's sister have a blood stain on her coat too? She did! And she wasn't wearing the coat all the time either! Woo! Okay, anyway.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us.
I thought we watched the anime together already. No, we watched the movie.
Where is the contradiction that indicates this man is not Detective Goodman?
Do, 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 do. Take that! The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this! Officer Meekins.
Sorry, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. That's Gumshoe's locker! He's got a picture of the girl that he likes right there. I forget her name though. She's in the investigations thing, and I think she's in the second game? Not sure. I saw the anime by myself then. Oops. So I did see it. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I don't have to rewatch it. The light turns on and the lock is released. What is her name? It's like Bird or something? Larry Bird? I don't know. Something like that.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
Why is it playing the Blue Badger song? I don't know why, but I'll go with it. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, I thought he had a bloodstain right here, but it's not. But that wasn't Emma's sister in the video, right? Because she's not dead, nor is she the murderer. Yeah. So anyway, let's rewind to a little earlier. No! Phoenix, stop it. Well, she didn't murder this guy anyway. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit. It's so lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker's locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, the sensor is triggered, and then the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have been broken down. And of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? I know, you can't object that it's open. It doesn't matter why it is or isn't open. It's open. You can kind of skip all this. Maybe something like a jam... Something like jam the system sensor? Like the piece of paper was like preventing the lock from going... something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this.
The glove. It's a glove. That right there. Take that! Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. No, no, Phoenix. Ah! Hey, the Blue Badger music stopped for some reason. It's not like this is slow or anything.
What's this?
That's a glove? What? Yeah, remember the glove that we found? It has like a tag on it for the SL9 incident, I think. But yeah, it's the rubber glove.
Something white just fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. They often fall out and broke right at distances when I open my car door.
I like how he objects to that. We can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted.
Look right there! Wait, it's not there. Let me watch it again! Whee! Whoop. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. Just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir,
The insulator? You don't mean. I think I finally got this figured out. By the way, the last 3 times Meekins has talked, I'm not pressing A, they're just talking right as soon as he's done or in the middle of him talking. They're just talking over him, basically. I think I finally got this figured out.
very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? Yes, I said that correctly. I do not have Parkinson's. Dementia, something. I don't know.
Okay. Glove! I found this near the locker. It's a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be certain that was the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order. Where's my food? So we are to believe then that this victim, and the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman.
I do not mean this, lad, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please justify about this.
Sir, me, sir.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir.
Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
Why are we still talking to Meekins? We clearly didn't see the guy's face. We have a video of this thing happening.
There is one more thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. With the evidence room, one must use their ID. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it.
Okay, prove that Detective Goodman had his ID card that day. His ID card was found in the parking garage 30 minutes away. Now you have to say Detective Goodman was killed in both places and his ID card was in both places? Bruh. 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 Okay.
At the time of the crime, the detective had used this card.
An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference because my hair already stands on end.
There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon, so... Right, I see. Let us move on to the cross-examination.
Mystery Man number 2. There's one other thing that proves this man is Detective Goodman. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. My hand wasn't wrapped in bandages. I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir.
Can you just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we know, as we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
See that stuff flew. Oh, whoops, I didn't see what I was pressing. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card might be... This card right next to my cuff, sir. Keep it here so I won't ever forget it.
I feel like Wright's VA doesn't fit his voice off. Objection! Or whatever. I like Payne's objection! Or whatever it sounds like. But what if someone were to steal it from you? Steal it from you? Keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I should have wear it around my neck. Remember when I said that 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in? Well, my tie gets stuck when I get out with my car. Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please, proceed with your testimony.
There could always be a copy of the ID card. They're just kind of being like, not really. I don't see why there couldn't be. Somebody has to make them. When an ID card is used, there's a record. Let it be noted that this is a record of the witness refers to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor.
Not that prosecutor. Hey, maybe he's the one behind all this. Behind the prosecutor could be the evidence. Or being a prosecutor behind the evidence. No, he's that man in blue, murderer! Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid.
It would seem. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. And I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions, nor their consequences. Now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him.
At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card! Earlier, I believe you testified when you asked the man to show his ID card. You testified that you asked him to show his ID card. He pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if you have his ID card, all you had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got.
Gotta use my thinking brain, eh? One other thing that proves the man's detective good. Nothing to contradict there. Near the evidence room, one must use their ID card. We don't have any evidence to show that, like, the door was left open? So that anybody could get in? ID card is used, there's a record of it. Yep, we have that record. And it shows that it was used to get in. Right? Oops. Well, let me take a look at that. You went in. Edgeworth missing the point on purpose? Probably, for a reason. The video, wall, or the glove. It's in the, or because he wants me to bring it up. The glove, that's in the evidence room. When the ID card is used, there's a record, right? Time of the crime, the detective had used his card. We don't know that it was him that used the card. There's nothing else. There's nobody can confirm that he was the one that used the card. That has to be the one we have to talk to. Found at the prosecutor's office crime scene. Right? That's the police department that was moving their stuff, not the prosecutor's office? Or am I wrong? Is there a card attached to the glove? There's a tag attached to the glove. SL 911. Extremely thin lever. Is it this? Wait a moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room of the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report. It's only half complete.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right?
And I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Where's my typewriter? Zone. What does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card.
Order! Seriously, this is taking forever. Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes? What's he up to? How's the ID card in two places at once, along with the body?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. The victim in this video is a fake. Then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right.
There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
And explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place with the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could have only taken place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else they'll not. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Object or wait and see what happens. Do we want to wait and see what happens now that I saved?
Everyone is up. I better pace myself. If I rush ahead, I might run into another trap. But Mr. Wright, if you don't do anything.
We are all Officer Meekins. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
It seems the defense is out of ammunition.
The surrender flag has been raised, Your Honor. May we have your ruling now?
No, come on, Mr. Wright. Give up. Get up and fight.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
Look, this cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. He has blood on his shoulder after Meekins goes right at him, but he shouldn't have blood on his shoulder then. Yes, we've seen this, we know. You don't have to scroll all the way to the left before you fade out. Okay. However, it cannot be said that it cannot be said this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
And Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
That Meekins leaning on the wall, on the floor? Yep, it is. Presumably, the other guy is just off camera, on the ground. You don't see it because he breathes.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to this game. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, who do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well, Mr. Wright. This person have testified. What is his or her name?
Officer Jake Marshall. Well, he already said it.
Take that!
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take 30 minutes of recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Is his name Jake because it's closer to State? No, it's Jake from State Farm. That was his previous job. Still don't remember your voice. State Marshal? Jake Marshall, I think, just because it's a very, very white person name, I think. And he's supposed to be like a cowboy. And Jake is kind of like a Western-y, cowboy-y-ish name, I guess. I don't know.
There's no stopping it, is there, Mr. Wright?
What? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall.
Seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Oh no. You're the one who knows everything. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. I'm the murderer, just like Meekins. We are all Meekins. Assimilate. Sorry. Why do you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You gotta let her know if pal making a detective run around all while on duty. I'm not telling you to call me here. I have seen happier people at funerals.
She's also used to late nights. Oh yeah. Jeez. Anyway, sorry, Detective.
You'll better be, pal.
Hey! They didn't see you there for Chief Prosecutor Sky. So what would I ask?
You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name in making my request. Oh, you're 45, not 30. What? I'm the same age as Gumshoe. What are you talking about? Me and Gumshoe, basically the same person. My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me SO9 incident files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But Wanda, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might be there, so I haven't brought you. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with that serial mortal. File. Oh, what? Now that I bought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it could be. Lana! The SL9 incident, is that?
That's the classification number your police filed it under 2 years ago. The rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
The Joe Dark? No, Lana! It's over with, no!
I'm gonna go to sleep. Sorry, Blake, I'm really tired. Can we get to the part where just before we go into court? It's probably only a few more lines of dialogue. Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remember. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Gimme Gam, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. And I better take a good look at this file. Alright. There we go. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to get to the little break. All the people involved in the past case are coming back to be haunted by the past case, and people are getting murdered in multiple places. Alright, cool. This is a good time to end it, so thanks for watching. We will pick up, I don't know when, maybe Friday or something? With the, they were saying they were connected to the last trial. Yeah, they're all connected to the serial killer from 2 years ago. They're all connected to his trial. Even Emma. Yeah, so we'll pick up with the last part of the Day 3 trial. My gosh, this is the one that goes to 4 days, isn't it? Okay. I know there's more to this case still, so. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to end stream now. So, again, thanks for joining me, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.